So look at this young lady, Crystal, class of 2021, 6 distinctions. So, I mean, she has done so well, and there's so many children in high school working so hard, so many amazing teachers working so hard and getting great results. But one thing I think that a lot of high school children do not know is the many, many thousands of career options there are, and they don't get exposed to that much. Obviously, at the end of matric, one of the biggest problems is that most of them don't know what to study or what they want to do. So I started this little video series called 1NewCareerADay, so that if you watch or learn about 1NewCareerADay, by the end of the year, you know approximately 365 new careers. Another thing is unemployment. If we're going to turn around this country, we need to create jobs. We need to grow businesses to create more jobs throughout Africa as well. It is entrepreneurs and people that grow businesses that turn around unemployment and change this country.
This guy makes $2 million a month.
Let's just pause there. $2 million a month. That is approximately 40 million rand a month. And per year, that is about 480 million rand a year. Almost $500 million rand a year for such a young guy. Incredible.
With a business idea many overlook. Sour candy.
And I am someone who loves sour candy and hates a lot of things about the sour candy industry. I feel like I'm someone who had a lot of self-doubt. I had like a 2.5 GPA in high school. You know, my whole life has been a whole bunch of side hustles. I still run this business and make YouTube videos and work on the clothing company.
In today's episode, we are revealing what it takes to turn simple ideas into tens of millions of dollars.
I never thought that I would have a life that was anything beyond normal. This is the first time I've ever said this, but the American dream is real. If you have an idea, you don't need to have everything planned out, you just need to start.
Max, we're standing in front of what to me looks like a beacon of hope in the neighborhood. It is so bright, but it's a gorgeous home.
Thank you.
Before we talk about what your wealth has bought you, the toys and everything, tell our audience who you are and what do you do today?
My name is Max Tuning. I am a YouTuber, entrepreneur,
Boom.
dog dad. That's the most important one.
And what kind of business do you run today?
I run a sour candy company, actually. That's the biggest focus. I do a lot of YouTube, a lot in the entrepreneurial space, but the new business that we've been running for about 4 years, sour strips.
Who was Max as a young kid and how did you get into the business that we're going to talk about today?
I was actually surprisingly more annoying back as a child. I was a class clown. I was always trying to make people laugh. I was always getting in trouble. I was always getting kicked out of class for running my mouth.
So we're at your current warehouse.
Yes.
Why don't you give us a quick tour before we get in? Tell us quickly a little bit about it. How many square feet, how long you've been here and so on.
Yep, this is 15,000 square feet, 13,000 of warehouse, 2,000 of office. We've only been here for a year and a half, and I thought this was going to be the end-all warehouse. We'd never outgrow this ever in a million years, and we're expanding into something like 3 times bigger like right now. So we're in the middle of a transitional period.
So how many total boxes of candies do you have in this warehouse so far?
At any given time, we will have over 1 million units worth of candy in this warehouse.
What is the retail value of that, Max? What do you think?
Retail value, like
Just
$4 million.
$4 million?
About $3 to $4 million.
And that number's going to grow because you're going to expand to that, what, 60+ thousand square feet warehouse.
Yes.
So the idea is to have even more inventory, right?
You look at it as a lot of candy sitting in the background. I look at it as a lot of money sitting in the background. Every pallet is X amount of dollars.
Did you have any side hustles before Sour Strips?
You know, my whole life has been a whole bunch of side hustles. You know,
Tell us about that.
I left my corporate job in 2016 to work or to go all in on my side hustle, which was social media and my clothing company.
What's up, Dave Eating family number 50?
What's up, guys? Finally, shirts are in. Orders are done. Perfectly fine with me. My room is a complete wreck. Look at this. This is what happens when you run a shop and ship out hundreds of shirts. You know, 3 years later in 2019, I started Sour Strips, and now I've been trying to balance, you know, running the clothing company, running myself as a brand, not only for my own YouTube audience, but all the brands that I represent that I've been working with for a long time, and starting this new company. So it's really finding the perfect balance of giving enough time to each one.
So for somebody who has very little to no money, how hard is it to start a CPG company? Walk us through maybe the 5, 4, 3 practical steps that I could take today, you guys watching, to make it happen. Yeah, the first step is just, it's about solving a problem. You're not necessarily, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. A lot of people can, completely innovate in a space, but some people think that innovation means invention, right? Inventing a new product, a delivery mechanism, but you're just trying to solve pain points for people. And that could be, even the delivery mechanism, how it's packaged. The easiest way I look at starting any business is look at the products that you consume or like to enjoy, and what are one or two things you wish were different about them? Could be a food product, could be clothing, and it's just, what do I wish was different? And I promise you there's a lot of people out there that have that same mindset of love something, wish it was different. So you take something that kind of exists, put your spin on it, of your improvement, and put it out into the world.
What's your favorite flavor of sour strips?
My favorite flavor is actually our least popular flavor. Tropical mango is so slept on. I think it is the best. But our number one selling flavor, rainbow, because I think people are like, what does a rainbow taste like? I was like, I'm missing out on opportunities. I'm missing out on the ability to grow my business, and I'm financially supporting myself. It's the right time, but you're always gonna be terrified. You're always gonna be scared. But when you do it, I promise you, you'll never look back.
So what surprised you the most? Couple things about success in general.
Have you ever seen the image online of what people think success looks like, and it's like this upward trajectory,
but it's like,
and then it's this squiggly line and backwards, and it's so true. I think it's so easy to look at other entrepreneurs and individuals that are doing crazy things, and you see where they're at, you see where they're started. I feel like a lot of times you think success is reserved for certain individuals, and you think that that can't be me. That's those types of people. That's this really smart people, no, it couldn't be me. And once you realize that success is this crazy journey to get to the end result, I think that's such a valuable trait to remember. I feel like I'm someone who had a lot of maybe self-doubt of what their potential could be, because again, I had like a 2.5 GPA in high school. I applied to one school in college, got denied from it, went to community college, which is great, but at the time I felt it was very kind of like shameful. It was like, you weren't smart enough, you couldn't get in, and I just thought that I had this very average life kind of planned out for me. So when these big things happen, I'm like, to me? To me?
How?
No. Like that should be like for the people who know what they're doing. I'm just a goofy guy who had like some random ideas.
Insightful diagram here. I think if you focus on just trying to be 1% better each day, look, after a year, you are like 31 times the person you are. And if you're becoming 1% worse each day, look at this. You are 0.03% of who you were. Pretty scary. But also really exciting if you look at the positive side, where you just try and become 1% better each day. You 31.18 times who you were at the end of the year. What's that like? 3,100% better. Really inspiring. But just remember, the important thing is not to get impatient, because this takes time. 1% a day. So let's get some advice on work ethic from the richest man in the world. Look at Elon Musk at $253 billion, way richer than the next people, or the second person and the people under him. Look what he says about work ethic when he started his business.
I was living in the factory in Fremont and the one in Nevada for 3 years straight. That was my primary residence. Not kidding, literally. I actually slept in a couch at one point in a tent on the roof, and then but for a while there I was just sleeping under my desk, which is out in the open in the factory, and for an important reason. And it was uncomfortable sleeping on that floor, and always when I woke up I'd smell like metal dust. But actually I stopped using the couch because there's a little conference room and a couch there. I stopped using the couch and I just slept on the floor under my desk so during shift change the entire team could see me. And that's important because the team, if they think their leader is off somewhere having a good time, drinking Mai Tais on a tropical island, which I could definitely have been doing, but the thing is that since the team could see me sleeping on the floor during shift change, with nothing, they knew I was there, and that made a huge difference. And then they gave it their all.
Do you know that your future is after 5 p.m.? Please listen to me before I go. See, you don't understand. You build your life after you go home. Because from 9 to 5, you don't own your life. Think for a minute. You got a 9 to 5 job, that means you cannot grow between 9 and 5. You can't work on your future between 9 and 5. You're building someone else's. You got to work after 5. After 5 o'clock, start thinking, dreaming, working, developing. Why? He says, in the evening, let not your hands be idle. Now he tells you why. Because you know not which one will succeed. I'm talking to some of you. You need to go home and start working after 5. Life begins after 5 p.m. Your life. 4 a.m. is easy for me to go to work. Most successful people build their lives while you are sleeping. Sow your seed in the morning. And in the evening, let not your hands be idle. You see those books that Dr. Richard wrote? He didn't write them between 9 and 5. He probably was up late in the night working on, all Pastor Dave, working hard to produce a global book, man, with research. You can't go to bed 9 o'clock. Sow your seed in the morning, and after 5, start working, he says. Both may succeed, you know. You don't know which one. Where you going? Home. That's about it, just home. We're so busy going home, we don't go to our destiny. Be a different person. Don't be a normal person, please. Let today be the last day you allow TV to destroy your life.
So how do you become a great entrepreneur? Use your spare time, use your early mornings after hours. Let's just start trying to become 1% better a day, and over a year and the years to come it will make a huge difference.